Now picture this. 130,000 years ago, you're clutching the earth as someone holds you down. A razor-sharp flint drills into your tooth, slicing through enamel and into infected pulp. You can taste blood, feel your jaw shake, and hear the horrific grind of stone on bone. Welcome to the terrifying world of Stone Age dentistry, a place where a toothache was indeed just a nuisance. It could kill you. And the cure? It might be worse. For millions of years, early humans had surprisingly good dental health. Their diets, rich in meat, nuts, and fibrous plants, cleaned their teeth naturally. Their mouths harbored protective bacteria that kept tooth decay at bay. But everything changed about 10,000 years ago when humans began farming. Grains and carbohydrates took over the menu, and with them came plaque, bacteria, and a dental crisis that would follow us into the modern age. The agricultural revolution did more than feed the world, it also fed oral bacteria. Sticky starches and sugars clung to teeth, broke down into acid, and started eroding enamel. The results? Cavities, abscesses, infections that didn't just hurt, they spread, caused fever, and sometimes proved fatal. This explosion in dental problems forced early humans to take desperate action, gave rise to the world's very first dentists. Prehistoric specialists working with sharpened stones instead of stainless steel. When we think of ancient humans, we often imagine primitive minds and crude tools. But archaeology tells a different story, one of innovation and resilience. Across the globe, scientists have uncovered human teeth bearing the marks of early dental treatment. These aren't random scratches. They're deliberate, calculated procedures, holes drilled with flint-tipped tools, filled with natural substances to prevent further decay. Thousands of years before anesthesia, our ancestors were already performing dental surgeries. And somehow, people survived. So how did they do it? One of the earliest dental tools might surprise you. It was a toothpick. Simple sticks carved from bone, or would have been found with grooves that matched the wear patterns on ancient teeth. Evidence of toothpick use stretches back over 1 million years. These little tools weren't cosmetic. They were a matter of survival, keeping food from rotting between teeth, reducing infection, and easing pain. But when a tooth got truly bad, ancient humans didn't back down. In present-day Pakistan, archaeologists discovered 9,000-year-old teeth with small, precise holes drilled into them. These weren't decorative, they were therapeutic. The early dentists used bow drills, spinning flint tips fast enough to bore into enamel. Experimental archaeologists have recreated the process. It takes less than a minute to drill a cavity. But imagine enduring that minute without numbing gel, without antiseptics, without mercy, just grit and willpower. And the procedures weren't just brutal, they were smart. The holes were carefully positioned to target decay, while avoiding the tooth's sensitive pulp. This shows a remarkable understanding of dental anatomy. These early dentists weren't guessing, they were performing surgery with precision. Even without formal science, they developed a medical craft that modern researchers still marvel at today. The psychological impact of these ancient treatments must have been intense. Pain was constant, and there was no guarantee of relief. Still, our ancestors kept going. In some parts of the world, natural painkillers were likely used. South Americans may have chewed coca leaves. Europeans had access to poppy plants. Alcohol may have dulled the edge, but for most, it came down to sheer endurance. Dental care wasn't limited to Homo sapiens either. Evidence from a Croatian cave shows that Neanderthals, our ancient cousins, cared about dental hygiene too. Their teeth bear signs of grooves and scratches made by tools, likely used to relieve pressure from impacted molars.
Ow.
Even back then, tooth pain demanded action. Once the decay was removed, another challenge arose: how to fill the hole. Sealing a cavity wasn't just about comfort, it was about survival. Leaving the space open allowed bacteria and food to worsen the damage. In Italy, 13,000-year-old remains show cavities filled with natural substances like tar mixed with vegetable fibers and even human hair. Beeswax wasn't just convenient, it was brilliant. It has antibacterial properties and molds easily, making it an ideal prehistoric filling. Across the world, ancient people used other materials: gum resins, chewed bark, crushed minerals, even plant-based compounds. These weren't random guesses. These choices show trial, error, an intuitive understanding of dental decay and how to stop it. But ancient humans didn't just fix their teeth, they used them constantly. Prehistoric teeth show patterns of heavy wear that go far beyond eating. They were tools used for gripping, pulling, tearing, and crafting. Leather was softened between molars. Bark was stripped for fibers. Even children's teeth show these signs, meaning kids learned early to use their mouths like a second set of hands. Ironically, this constant use sometimes helped. By grinding down the tooth surface, they reduced the crevices where bacteria could thrive. It's a brutal kind of dental hygiene, but it worked. Prevention also played a role. It's because prehistoric humans didn't have toothbrushes docent mean they didn't care about clean teeth. In fact, many cultures developed surprisingly effective cleaning routines. Chew sticks twigs frayed at the end were used to scrub teeth. Some came from medicinal plants like the Salvadora persica, known today as the toothbrush tree. Its fibers contain antibacterial compounds and silica, which gently polish enamel. Charcoal, salt, and even ashes were used as abrasives to clean teeth and kill germs. Primitive toothpicks carved from bone or wood reached between molars. These were not lucky guesses. They were early forms of dental hygiene rooted in observation and passed through generations. The truth is, prehistoric humans weren't helpless victims of dental disease. They were problem solvers, engineers of health, using the natural world as their laboratory. And despite everything we have today, fluoride, orthodontics, ultrasonic cleanings, we are losing the battle they were winning. Modern humans have far more cavities than our ancient ancestors. Studies show that only 1 to 5% of hunter-gatherer teeth had cavities. In contrast, agricultural societies and our own sugar-filled modern diets have cavity rates between 10% and a shocking 85%. With all our technology, we still can't beat tooth decay. Why? The answer lies in the bacteria. Ancient mouths were home to a wide variety of microbes, some harmful, many protective. But as our diets changed, so did our oral ecosystem. We began feeding sugar-loving bacteria while starving the protective ones. Over time, we lost microbial diversity. That imbalance still haunts us today. In fact, recent DNA studies from the Australian Centre for Ancient DNA show that modern mouths have significantly fewer types of oral bacteria than ancient ones. Researchers are now exploring whether restoring lost bacterial species could be the next frontier in dental care. Could the solution to our dental crisis lie not in the future, but in the past? As we sit back in our comfortable dentist's chairs, surrounded by digital x-rays and sterile tools, maybe we should take a moment to appreciate what came before. A root canal may sound scary, but it's nothing compared to flint drilling without anesthesia. Yet our ancestors endured it. They didn't just survive, they adapted, learned, and innovated. They invented the first dental tools. They experimented with fillings. They valued hygiene. They handed down this knowledge in ways we're still uncovering today. From chew sticks to beeswax fillings, from drilled molars to ancient mouth bacteria, every piece of evidence paints the same picture. Early humans weren't primitive. They were pioneers. Stone Age dentistry reminds us that even in the harshest times, humans have always fought back against suffering. We are builders, inventors, survivors, and sometimes the path to the future lies through the pain of the past.